Hello, welcome to the daily forecast for Sunday, May 19th, 2024. I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire, and I hope you've been having an absolutely wonderful weekend. So good morning to you and happy Sun's Day. We have a waxing gibbous moon. We are in the midst of Taurus season, the Celtic tree month of Hawthorn, Beaver season, and of course the Pluto retrograde is ongoing. Next up, our astrology for today. The sun is in Taurus, a fixed earth sign representing practicality. The moon begins the day in second quarter Libra, cardinal air, representing courtesy. Then at 10:48 a.m. Central Time, it goes void of course, and it will remain that way the rest of the day. Mercury is in Taurus, a fixed earth sign representing artistry. Venus is in Taurus, a fixed earth sign also representing artistry. Mars is in Aries, cardinal fire, representing initiative. Jupiter is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing practicality. Saturn is in Pisces, mutable water, representing imagination. Uranus is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing practicality. Neptune is in Pisces, mutable water, representing imagination. And Pluto is retrograding in Aquarius, a fixed air sign, meaning that we need to examine our intentions. And don't forget the Pluto retrograde mantra: reflect, heal, and evolve. So for the waxing gibbous stage of the moon, that means we need to be busy cultivating our intentions. So hopefully you've been doing that since you set intentions for the new moon. Now, because the moon is going to be void for the bulk of the day, some things to do are to rest, meditate, and journal, all lovely activities of a Sunday. But some things to avoid would be, big flashy events, major decisions, and any kind of magical workings. The general school of thought and theory is that when you do when you attempt to do any sort of magic during a void moon, that it's essentially just no, nothing really happens, nothing takes effect. And so it's not the right moment. The energy conditions aren't conducive. So just take your ease on this Sun's day. It's just the void moon again. It's not conducive for any kind of dramatics, major projects, or anything in particular. So instead, I would suggest just puttering around the house, maybe performing a few routine tasks, but above all, just relax, enjoy your family's company if you're able to. Lounge outside with a good book. Put on your sunscreen and all that good stuff, but just take your ease. That's what all of the energy is really pushing us towards. Now, today's tarot card, rather melodramatically, is death. It's very interesting. We just had this, it's a sunshiny, happy Sunday day with the void moon. We're just going to relax. And then our tarot card gives us death. But the death tarot card represents endings, resignation of what has taken place, and acceptance of what has taken place. The ending of one chapter, a new one has yet to begin, but it will begin shortly. The accounts have been settled. A matter has actually been concluded. So you might look to see if there are any things that have, come to their natural end today. And if they have, if at all possible, try not to fight that. Try to embrace that which has come to its natural end. And embrace and knowing that things are going to be a bit different moving forward, and these things don't necessarily have to be bad. Even if you come across an ending in your life that is a bit on the emotional or the painful side, be that as it may, and of course feel your feelings and do what you need to do to cope with them. But at the end of the day, try to accept what is and proceed accordingly, clinging to the illusions that things could be rebuilt as they were, or that things could, go on as they had did before, and that, this is a little blip and you can just ignore it. This probably isn't going to be the day where that would be a practical thing to do. So I would encourage you not to get caught up in any illusions on that score. Next up, we have our Celtic triad for the day, which reads: in three things, one will be a wrongdoer: putting a snare in the way, frightening a little child, and laughing at wrongs done. So snares, just deliberately going around setting traps for the purpose of entrapping people and making them look foolish, or causing them unnecessary difficulties, or just going around being an asshole for the sake of it. That's a pretty nasty thing to do. So, that in essence is something that this tribe would be considering to be a wrongful act, making one a wrongdoing. Then frightening children. Just for the hell of it. It is a needlessly cruel thing to do, and it hamstrings the younger generation. And one thing I'm noticing about the generation that's coming of age, but still, essentially a generation behind me, young enough to be my children, and the ones coming up after that, they do seem to be emotionally distraught. They do seem to be suffering from either an affectation of confidence that does not exist, or a total absence of confidence, or they are following programming. They've come to an ideology, whatever it is, and they're clinging to that, and that's all that they really know how to do. But all of this is really born out of a lack of direction, a lack of proper guidance, and as a result of people deliberately inculcating fear in them. Telling the children, oh, all of this climate is going to catastrophize and your life will end, and a civilization it will end, and all these other things. We have irresponsible politicians who are, engaging in acts of aggression, as well as, rather inexcusably lack of responsibility with public money. Kids look around and they see what's going on. I don't see any adults. I certainly don't see any adults in charge. And this is in consequence of a lot of the ideologies that are very, I don't even want to say self-centered, because all of these things are pushing people outside of themselves. It's not, these are not ideologies that are saying you need to live up to be the best of your character. You need to develop yourself. You need to go out in the world and achieve. These are things of, we're going to give ours as, well, the getting is good. It's about taking, it's about, avoiding all responsibility. It's about not thinking, uh, you know, more than 5 minutes into the future, or looking beyond your own interest. It's a very nasty thing that has been in motion since really the boomers uh, were being raised. And I do think that is a result of their trauma of their parents that they experienced during World War II. They didn't want their kids to experience anything like that. And it's set the kids up on a really bad path. And of course, the kids, not having been brought up to properly deal with life, they thought, oh, well, it's all about me and the world revolves around me. And that has been getting successively worse with each generation. And of course, there's always need to find things to frighten the kids about, because it's a way for people in power to remain in control, both politically, sometimes religiously, and monetarily. So this business of frightening children, it's not just, startling them. It's not just someone who isn't exercising due diligence towards a child, as wrong as that would be. This is something that is going even deeper, and we're really looking at the harvest of that way of being. And that's something that certainly my generation and the generations following will need to correct. Then final thing the Celtic triad mentions is laughing at wrong. So amusement of evil, not confronting evil, not trying to undo the effects of it, not trying to course correct, just laughing and just, ha ha, watch the world burn. That encourages more evil to exist. It encourages the evil that already does exist to take stronger root. It's allowing it to grow. You're not putting the weed killer on the seeds of evil. You're watering it. You're giving it fertilizer. You're making sure it has just the right conditions in order for it to flourish. So there's a lot to consider and reflect upon in this particular triad today. Now, today's magical intention, we're going to have another mood shift because that intention is cheerfulness. The color for that is amber. The plant is the daisy. It was a late 1990s movie. It had Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, and it was called You've Got Mail, a romantic comedy. And the lead character said that, she thought daisies were the friendliest flower. So when I thought of cheerfulness and I saw that daisies already have this association, it had to be that flower. The animal is the chickadee, because just look how cute it is. How could it not be? And the crystal is the citrine. One of the crystals I really love and that I really go to, especially if life in general has been getting me down, is citrine, because you hold a bit of citrine, especially when it's fresh and it's energized. It just feels like a drop of sunlight that you can carry in your pocket, or that you could wear in a pendant around your neck. It's a stone that I have found extraordinarily useful in my practice. So you might find that as well. And the thing about cheerfulness is that it can be cultivated, and through work, we can actually lift our own spirits. Sometimes I think when we're down in the dumps, we take a bit too passive of an approach to it, waiting for something external to lift us up. And especially for those of us in the craft, we of all people should be aware that's just not how it works, and we need to be exerting our own personal power towards bringing ourselves into a better place. Now then, we have a pagan practice for today, and I chose a picture for us that I feel like just really fits the mood of the day. Sit outside in the sun, drink your lemonade, read your book, just relax. But things that we can do, in spite of the void moon, is we can still honor a solar deity, whichever one you personally connect with best, or just honoring the sun in general. That's certainly an option available to you. And I would suggest light reading, nothing heavy. Go, have some fun with one of your hobbies. If you have a friend over, share a bit of refreshment with them. Something very low key, very informal. Not, nothing nothing that's a production. Take a walk with the family if the weather's conducive, and above all, rest. I have been feeling this vibe of rest this whole week that I've come back from vacation. Not exactly the energy I was hoping to get into. I was hoping I would come back and just raring to go, ready to get at it. But that has not been the case. And this overwhelming energy to rest, to take your ease, to just be, that has been pretty overwhelming. So if you're feeling that too, it is in the ether. And if you are in a position to just will go into that energy, probably a good idea. And then lastly, for today's journal prompt, jot down a list of ceremonial actions you would include in the ideal hand fasting ceremony. We are continuing our theme of thinking about what kind of customs and what things that we think would be really nice to have in pagan weddings, because as time goes forward and as paganism grows larger, yeah, I think it's good, and I think it's very healthy for us to continue to incorporate things from ancient times that will signify the people coming together in a marriage union. And it's also good to allow these things to evolve, to take ideas, take them to the next level, and start having ceremonies that are really meaningful to us. I don't think it should be, oh, you can get the Christian preacher or you can get married at City Hall, and those are your options. I think our brothers and sisters deserve better than that. And I think that all of us, even if we never undertake the responsibility of, getting, ordained, with the waste paper that the government wants you are hereby authorized to solemnize and legalize marriages. Even if you never go that route, just having this in mind, and having these ideas to bring to the community if someone, gets in your circle, gets married, or your kids get married or anything else, having this already set in your mind, something that you can bring to the table, something that really sets us apart of, we are doing this our way, and we're not going to be hiding away. We're not going to be ashamed of our customs and traditions. We have something really beautiful, and above all, at above any other life stage, bringing that beauty, bringing the honesty of our beliefs to a marriage ceremony. That is a very important thing to do. So I would encourage you to do a little bit of brainstorming. Just see what you think. And that's what I have for you guys for the forecast today. Come back tomorrow. We will have, of course, the next edition. In the meantime, let me know what you thought of this one in the comments below, or send me an email at brigantiablackbird@protonmail.com, and we can have a bit of a chat there if you would like. But that will do it for now. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and bye-bye.